Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for today's video, well, by now you're probably aware that Halo Infinite's winter update is finally here. So, what's so big about this update? Well, this is pretty much the update that a lot of people are saying should have been there at launch. And, you know, I don't want to get into the whole issues with Halo Infinite over the past year, but a lot of the features that came in this update are features that people said should have launched with Infinite, and due to the lack of those features, Infinite has had a bit of a rough first year. But now those features are finally here, and for this video, let's see what else comes in the update. So let's take a look at the Battle Pass first. So this update brings a new Battle Pass. Now it's a smaller Battle Pass, so it's not like a full-fledged seasonal Battle Pass, so hence just the winter update Battle Pass and not like Season 3, for example. And this Battle Pass does come with quite a lot of stuff still. A lot of new armors, armor coatings, but probably the most interesting stuff to a lot of you will be the Mark V stuff, as well as some Halo Reach stuff like Emil's knife that you saw there. There's also new challenges. In fact, the challenge system has been reworked quite a bit. It's a lot easier now, actually. You only need 10 challenges to get the weekly ultimate now, and all the challenges tend to be, well, not as bad as they used to be. There's also new store items available, including a free birthday bash effect, which you should definitely get, because, you know, it's free, so why not? But in addition to that, in the community tab, there's a whole new section there now, in that the community file share is now finally here. So in the community file share, you'll be able to find all the community forge and custom game type creations, and you can just access and search for them here. And that's well, it's been a feature people have been wanting for a long time, including Forge itself, which we'll get to a little bit later. But there's also a new multiplayer playlist, including new ranked ones and some fun ones here and there. And with that also comes 2 new maps added to the multiplayer rotation. And these 2 maps, they are indeed Forge maps, but that doesn't mean they're bad or anything, actually. In fact, these Forge maps, they're actually pretty good. Like, at first glance, you wouldn't even be able to tell they're Forge maps, which is actually like one of the biggest differences with Halo 5 Forge maps. You see, in Halo 5, Forge maps tended to look like they were, well, built with Legos, so to speak. Like, you could just tell they were made in Forge. But in Infinite, these maps, you know, you could almost, they almost look like they, you know, they're full-fledged maps made with, you know, the official tools and everything. So I would say, like, these maps the quality is really good. And with these new maps also comes a lot of, like, not only new playlists, but a lot of fun game types too. So you don't have your usual, like, you know, BR, competitive Slayer game types. You have these fun, interesting, even wacky game types, which I like, actually, you know. Sometimes it's just fun to play these random game types. So that's one cool thing I like about this update so far. Now, there's also an improvement to the way XP works. There's now Match XP. So Match XP basically is like a performance bonus. Instead of just, you know, like that daily win challenge that you get over and over again before this, instead of that, you now get match rewards. So based on your performance, based on whether you win and stuff like that, you will get extra XP, which counts towards your battle pass. So you actually have an incentive to, you know, do good in the game now, to actually win, which is something that I much prefer over the previous system. But matchmaking aside, the big update that people have been waiting pretty much a year for, Forge, is now here. So Forge in Halo Infinite, first of all, is actually still just in beta. This is not the full final Forge release. This is indeed just called the Forge Beta by 343, which means what you see in Forge now is still subject to change, and, you know, things could get added or removed down the road. But so far, Forge is looking like a pretty excellent and powerful map-making tool in the game. That being said, personally, compared to previous Forges in older Halo games, Halo Infinite's Forge has probably the biggest learning curve of any Forge previously. I personally prefer like the Halo 3, Halo Reach, and basically all the Forges on MCC, but obviously those aren't as powerful as Infinite's Forge. but they were simpler to use and easier to pick up. But in Halo Infinite, the Forge is a lot more complicated to the point where, like, I kind of feel like the official Halo mod tools are easier to use than Forge. But that might be just because I'm used to the mod tools at this point. But still, like some things, like, you know, placing objects, moving them around, I feel like it's almost easier in, like, Sapien, which is one of the tools in the official Halo mod tools that does a similar thing as this. And I personally find scripting to be easier in the official mod tools as well, but, you know, that just depends on what people are used to and what they've, you know, what they prefer, I guess. But, you know, aside from that, Forge does add a lot of new stuff. There's a lot of new content that's in Forge that isn't anywhere else in the game. For example, there's a lot of new weapons available. Well, new-ish. You've probably seen a lot of these in, like, videos of secret, like, weapons hidden in the game files and stuff like that. Well, they're not secret anymore. They're now all available in Forge. All the weapons that you normally see and all the weapon variants that you might have seen people do videos of. And these weapon variants, I think sometimes they might appear in some game types out there, but generally they are, well, not very much available. Now, there is one particular new weapon added to Forge that I very much want to show you guys in detail, and that is called the Scorpion Tail. In fact, if you look at the description for it, it even says it's for shenanigans. And what is this weapon? Well, it is the tank cannon from Campaign, but it now has an actual model to it. Now, granted, the model is just a scrap cannon model reused for it, but still, it has a model nonetheless, so you're not just like a weaponless Spartan sliding around firing an invisible tank cannon. But compared to the Campaign tank cannon, this tank cannon actually has a higher fire rate than the one in Campaign, so technically this one is probably better. I don't know if, like, damage or anything has been tuned for Forge/multiplayer, but nonetheless, the Scorpion Tail is now the official name of the tank cannon. So there you guys have it. It's an official weapon now after it was nearly completely removed by 343 in a previous update. But aside from weapons, there's also a lot of new props and scenery and stuff like that. A lot of interesting stuff, but I'm not going to cover them all in this video. But feel free to look through in Forge if you want. Now, as I said, there were 2 maps added to Halo Infinite, 2 Forge maps. This is the other Forge map, and it's another pretty cool map, and it's, well, just I'll just show you guys a quick look around it, but it's again, another Forge map that looks like it could have been, you know, like a full-fledged map, you know, made without Forge. But anyways, aside from Forge, the last big feature that is in this update, and just, you know, other small features like weapon tunings and sandbox tunings as well, but those, you know, you could read up on them on Halo Waypoint. They have a lot of specific details to them. But the next big feature is Campaign Co-op. It was temporarily tested during the summer in beta, and now it is finally here in the final game. So, Campaign Co-op pretty much works the same as it did in beta. It's, you know, you can have up to 4 players, and everyone's Master Chief, and it works pretty well. It has a mission select as well, the mini-map. However, the mission select hasn't changed, in that the limitation of it. So, when you co-op with other people, the missions available in Mission Select, you only, even though you're the host, the missions available to you are only whatever, like, whoever has the least amount of progress. Their missions will be the only ones available to you. So, if you finish the campaign and you play with someone who hasn't finished the campaign, you can't take them to missions you finished. You can only play on missions that they finished, which I really don't like that system at all. You know, like, if I'm going between Xbox and PC, like, I haven't finished the campaign on the PC, only on the Xbox, so if I co-op from the PC, I can't play later missions with people, even though I have finished it, I had the achievements and everything. So that's one thing I really don't like about the co-op system, but at least it's here now, and hopefully it gets improved later on. But yeah, so there you guys have it. Those are all the major, huge features in the Halo Infinite Winter Update. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and found it to be interesting. If you did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like. Leave it in the comments. Any questions you have or select me to check out, just let me know in the comments down below. But aside from that, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye, guys!